On June 22, 2026, at the Dallas Stadium in Texas, 38-year-old Lionel Messi scored in the final minutes of a 2-0 win over Austria. It was his 18th career World Cup goal, a number that placed him at the summit of the all-time scoring charts. But just as Messi established this new ceiling, Kylian Mbappé was moving into a scoring trajectory that deviates from the historical data. He is currently averaging 1 goal for every match played, a rate that is becoming difficult to reconcile with modern defensive standards. Messi's record is statistically vulnerable because of a divergence between two factors: scoring efficiency and career longevity. To understand the threat, we look at the tournament's history as a struggle between the sprint, players who score high and fast, and the marathon, players who score slowly over many years. This scatter plot uses a specific metric to judge that struggle: the ratio of goals scored to total matches played. It reveals how often a player actually hits the back of the net relative to their opportunities. Tracking this ratio shows that as defenses became more organized, the World Cup record was forced to move away from high-efficiency sprinting and toward long-term volume. In the 1950s, scoring was the primary objective of every tactical system. Teams commonly used a 3-2-5 formation, essentially flooding the final third with 5 specialized attackers. This era produced Just Fontaine's 1958 World Cup campaign in Sweden. He had traveled with only 1 pair of boots, and when they split, he was forced to borrow a pair from a teammate. In those borrowed shoes, Fontaine scored 13 goals in just 6 games. It was a statistical outlier of 2.17 goals per match, a level of efficiency that has never been repeated in the modern era. As the sport evolved, defensive systems became more sophisticated, and the average goals per game across the tournament began to drop significantly. Breaking the record no longer meant having one dominant summer. It required the physical durability to survive 5 or even 6 different World Cup cycles. Brazil's Ronaldo reached 15 goals by relying on explosive power to break through these tighter defenses, but even he needed 3 active tournaments to set the mark. Miroslav Klose eventually broke that record with 16 goals, but he did it through a different strategy: elite positioning and aerial dominance across 4 tournaments. Lionel Messi managed the same physical toll by gradually changing his role, moving from an explosive winger to a deep-lying playmaker to stay effective as he aged. The marathon archetype became the primary path to the top of the all-time scoring chart, favoring longevity over immediate efficiency. By June 22, 2026, Messi had reached the final stage of that marathon. At 38 years old, he led Argentina into a high-stakes group match against Austria. Early in the match, the weight of the moment seemed to show. Messi missed a penalty kick in the 9th minute, briefly stalling his pursuit of the record. He recovered by scoring in the 38th minute and again in stoppage time. Those goals took him to 18 total, achieved in his 28th World Cup appearance. With 18 goals, Messi set a record based on 20 years of participation, establishing a volume that most analysts believed would take decades to challenge. But on that same afternoon in Philadelphia, France was playing Iraq during a severe summer thunderstorm. Despite the lightning delays and the standing water on the pitch, Kylian Mbappé scored twice, showing no signs of the efficiency drop usually caused by poor conditions. Those 2 goals took the 27-year-old Mbappé to 16 career World Cup goals, matching Miroslav Klose and moving past Ronaldo. Comparing trajectories, the gap is clear. Messi took 28 matches to reach 18 goals. Mbappé reached 16 in just 16 matches, a 1.00 efficiency ratio against modern defenses. He is a historical outlier, combining the efficiency of 1950 sprinters with the durability of modern marathoners. The scoring records are now split: Messi for his ultimate longevity, Fontaine for the single tournament peak, and Mbappé for his current trajectory. That trajectory may soon accelerate. Arsène Wenger has proposed a daylight offside rule that would significantly alter how defenders are forced to track attackers. This overhead schematic shows the change. A player would only be offside if their entire body is ahead of the defender. If any part of the attacker is in line with the defender, the play continues. If a player with Mbappé's efficiency is given this additional spatial advantage, the current scoring charts may soon be rendered obsolete. To see exactly how many more goals this rule could produce, click the next video.